Don't let their small size fool you. This isn't some kind of regression. It's a 400-year genetic triumph. From the wreckage of Spanish galleons to a brutal everyday fight for survival against salt, sand, and savage storms, the Assateague horse is the last breathing museum of the colonial era. Let's unpack the mystery of this ancient bloodline that beat the ocean and became immortal on an island that was never meant for the living. Part 1. Assateague. 400 years of isolation and survival. What exactly are you looking at here? A short, stubby horse with a strangely bloated belly? Don't get it twisted. This isn't some kind of genetic regression. It's a 4-century-long masterclass in biological adaptation. Out on Assateague Island, every single one of these animals is an original prototype, completely untouched by modern bloodlines from the mainland. The story kicks off with some heavy-duty drama in the equine world. For the experts, the real value of this herd is that ancient bloodline, locked in and preserved by total isolation on these barrier islands. The romantic theory takes us way back, picturing proud Spanish barb war horses swimming through literal death traps after the La Galga shipwreck in 1750. The image of royal beasts suddenly turning into castaways, fighting to survive in the salty sand, became the stuff of absolute American legend. Historians, though, they've got a more grounded take. Back in the 17th century, to dodge livestock taxes and the headache of building fences, British settlers used Assateague as one giant natural corral. Over time, some herds were just left behind, forced into a brutal game of natural selection. It's exactly this isolation that turned the island into a one-of-a-kind genetic lab, keeping the physical traits of colonial-era horses perfectly intact. They walk the line right between myth and reality. They're living museums, carrying the memories of a chaotic, uncharted era. Whether they crawled up from the bottom of the ocean or wandered off some early settler's farm, this is the bloodline of survivors who flat out refused to bow down to the harsh hand dealt by the massive ocean, or the fact that humanity forgot about them for hundreds of years. Part 2. Chincoteague, Anatomy and Adaptive Pressure. Why does a breed carrying that proud Spanish bar bloodline look like a stubby pony with a perpetually bloated gut? In the equine world, you know this isn't some physical defect. It's a textbook case of phenotypic plasticity. The body literally shape-shifting to handle extreme, do-or-die survival pressures. The Assateague horse's body is a finely tuned salt processing machine. Surviving on a diet that's 80% salt marsh grass, like Spartina alterniflora, they're packing away sodium levels that would absolutely wreck a mainland horse. To keep their electrolytes balanced and dodge salt toxicity, they have to drink massive amounts of fresh water. That leads to heavy intracellular water retention, which is exactly why their bellies are always puffed out. Any real horseman gets it. That gut is the price of admission to keep their digestive system from getting scorched by the sea. Their short stature, usually clocking in under 14.2 hands, is another hardcore survival strategy. The lousy protein supply and mineral-dead soil of the barrier islands literally stunted their skeletal growth. Over hundreds of years, natural selection favored the compact survivors. They burn less energy but rock incredibly sturdy, heavy-duty hooves built for navigating mud and sinking sand. Add in a coat that grows thick and coarse just to brush off the salty gales and the brutal summer insect swarms, and you've got an animal built like a tank to survive the absolute worst. Part 3. The Law of the Barrier Island. The biggest threat to the Assateague horse isn't some predator, it's the absolute extreme of the Atlantic weather. Out here, the line between living and dying is literally one storm wide. In an environment like this, the herd had to develop an ironclad social discipline, turning a bunch of lone individuals into a straight-up invincible survival machine. Their band structure doesn't mess around. It strictly follows the law of the wild. A stallion isn't just out there throwing his weight around to protect his turf. He's got to be the smartest guy in the room, leading the way. When the brutal summer hits and the biting flies and parasites get so thick they could literally drain a foal to exhaustion, you'll see their signature lineup move. These horses will stand single file along the beach dunes, letting the heavy ocean wind blast the bugs away. It's a street-smart tactic you're just not going to see in your average mainland breed. Winter brings a whole different beast. Superstorms rolling in with absolutely zero cover or shelter. To take the beating, the herd tightens up, turns their backs to the howling wind, and uses their thick, salt-matted coats to shield each other. They hustle back and forth, ducking into the pine forest for cover, then hitting the marshes to feed, locking in a perfectly tight energy cycle just to stay alive. Part 4. Maryland and Virginia. 2 survival sentences. Same stretch of sand, same exact bloodline, but the fate of these Assateague horses comes down to 2 totally opposite ways of running the show. It's a real headache for conservationists. Do we just let Mother Nature do her thing? Or do we step in and play the good guy to keep things from going off the rails? Up on the Maryland side, the National Park Service, NPS, calls the shots. Over there, these horses are treated like straight-up wild animals. The philosophy? Strictly hands off. No vet visits, no extra hay, and absolutely no bailouts when a monster storm rolls through. But to keep them from chewing the island's fragile greens down to the dirt, the NPS hits them with a humane contraceptive vaccine, PZP, to cap the herd at around 80 to 100 head. It's basically a sink-or-swim experiment under strict scientific lockdown. Down in Virginia, though, it's a whole different ballgame. The Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Department owns the herd, and they treat these horses like local heritage. Twice a year, like clockwork, the vets come through to run health checks, deworm, and vaccinate the whole crew. Yeah, this hands-on approach keeps the horses looking solid, but you definitely lose a bit of that pure, wild edge. To keep the numbers in check, they throw an annual foal auction. It's not just a massive cultural event, it's the heavy-duty funding keeping the whole conservation operation alive. Part 5. The Final Word. The Future of an Ancient Bloodline. Every year, the water straight between Assateague and Chincoteague gets churned up by hundreds of hooves fighting the tide. Let's get one thing straight. This isn't just some tourist festival. It's a hardcore, humane survival ritual where humans step up to play bouncer for Mother Nature's delicate balance. People on the outside often look at the pony swim and the foal auction and scream, "Commercialization!" But anyone who actually knows the science gets it. If you don't manage the head count, the island gets overgrazed, the food supply completely tanks, and that fragile ecosystem goes belly up. Those auctioned foals? They're taking that bulletproof bloodline to farms all over the country. And because they've got that street-smart intelligence forged straight out of pure adversity, they turn out to be some of the best companions you could ever ask for. Looking down the road, the herd is staring down a brand new set of problems: rising sea levels and shrinking salt marshes. But just like their ancestors have done for 400 years, they're digging their heels in and adapting. They're walking proof of nature's sheer grit, a reminder that life doesn't need a luxury suite to survive, it just needs an iron will that refuses to break. When the sun finally dips below the dunes and you hear that lead stallion call out over the crashing waves, it hits you. The Assateague horses belong to history and the pure, unfiltered idea of freedom. That ancient bloodline is going to keep pumping, proving once and for all that even when they're left for dead, real survivors will always find a way to fight their way up from the bottom of the ocean.